चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे कम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दम्. Hare Krishna. I would like to welcome all of you for our study of Shri Bhagavad Gita. So we are in the verse number 53, correct? No, 54. Yeah, we did 53. No, we did not do 53, for only first sentence, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Oh. Hare Krishna, I'm really sorry. There was some issue with my laptop. I think charge went down, so I just came back. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhigaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. So we were discussing the second verse, 53rd verse. So Krishna is here saying Shruti Viprati Yada Stasyati Nishchala Samadau Achala Buddhi Tada Yogam Avapsyasi. He is speaking about Achala Buddhi. Achala Buddhi is fixed intelligence. So when our mind is no longer disturbed means when it becomes Nishchala by the flowery words of the Vedas. Flowery words of Vedas, what is the meaning of flowery words of Veda? Yesterday we discussed. Who can tell?
If you do this, then you will get that. Some kind of a fruitive
Yeah, correct.
action.
Thank you, bro. Right. Thank you. So, when your mind is no longer disturbed or no longer attracted to all these flowery words of the Vedas, and when your intelligence is fixed in the trance of self realization. So, intelligence is fixed in the trance of self realization means intelligence is, basically, we can say that intelligence is completely fixed in Atma Sakshatkar, or in spirituality, or we can say in that uh,
Krishna consciousness.
yeah, in one word, in one way we can say Krishna consciousness. Then you will attain divine consciousness, that status of Jivan Mukta. So basically we will be able to transcend all the modes of the material nature. Maybe we will be still in the material world, however, our consciousness will be pure. So that is what Krishna is saying here. Now we were reading from the we read the first line. To say that one is in samadhi is to say that one has fully realized Krishna consciousness. So that one in full samadhi has realized Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So yesterday we discussed this. What is Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan? Again, repeated one more time. The highest perfection of self-realization is to understand that one is one is eternally the servitor of Krishna, and that one's only business is to discharge one's duty in Krishna consciousness. So this is the highest perfection of self-realization. The self-realization is nothing but self means Atma. So I mean ourself. We. Realization means understanding. So basically self-realization means understand who are we, or what is our connection, what is my actual position, what is my constitutional position, and who are we. So that is basically self-realization. Understanding who are we, understanding what is our, understanding Krishna, and understanding our relationship with him. So that's the higher perfection of self-realization, is to understand one is eternally. Eternal means what? It's always. Eternal means not, it's permanent. Eternal means here in the, while being in the material world or in the spiritual world. It is always. Eternal means always. The servitor of Krishna, the servant of Krishna, and that's the only business. And the only business is to discharge one's duties in Krishna consciousness. So our only business, our only dharma is to serve Krishna in that completely, in that consciousness. A Krishna conscious person or unflinching devotee of the Lord should not be disturbed by the flowery words of the Vedas, nor be engaged in the fruitive activities for promotion to the heavenly kingdom. So we have discussed this elaborately many times. I hope it is clear now. In Krishna consciousness, one comes directly into communion with Krishna, and thus all directions from Krishna may be understood in that transcendental state. So in Krishna consciousness, if we are completely in Krishna consciousness, or even when we start practicing bhakti in our life, so whenever we chant holy names, whenever we hear about Krishna, whenever we discuss Shastras, whenever we do Kirtan, whenever we do Puja, so when we do all this, we are actually directly connecting to Krishna. We are directly connecting with Krishna. And if that connection if that consciousness what we have is pure, in the sense if we are sometimes this can be mechanical also. Whatever we do, chanting we can do, hearing we can do, or deity worship we can do, everything we might be doing, but how much focus we have, how much heart we are putting there. Are we thinking about something else when we do this? That's a question mark. Here what Prabhupada is saying that in Krishna consciousness means when we are in when we are completely absorbed in Krishna, then Krishna, what he is saying, that all directions from Krishna may be understood. So Krishna will directly take our charge, in the sense he will start dictating also, and that dictation we will be able to understand or perceive. Now also is as a Paramatma, he dictates to an extent only, because his main duty as Paramatma is Upadrashta Anumanta, right? And Upadrashta means witnessing, Anumanta means permitting. So these two duties Paramatma does. Along with that, if one is a pure devotee or one who is very serious in bhakti, then Krishna will also start interfering, in the sense he will guide, he will direct us, and that will be understood. That can be understood only when we are having a pure consciousness, otherwise we will not hear his voice. So we oftentimes we discuss this also, we have discussed before also. If a thief, he wants to steal something, or if a criminal wants to do something wrong, why Krishna is sanctioning Upadrashta Anumanta, why he is doing that? So we have said discussed before also, reluctantly he is agreeing for it. Why? Because that is what that particular soul or particular living entity wants. That is why he has to agree to it because that's his duty. However, not happily he is doing, correct? Already we have discussed. But when he or she is a devotee, then the things are different. Then Krishna will directly start, interfering, in the sense he will direct us, he will guide us, and that will be perceived also. The devotee can perceive it. One is sure to achieve results by such activities and attain conclusive knowledge. So just imagine when Krishna starts dictating or Krishna starts revealing in our heart, then all the knowledge will be getting, right? What happened to Brahmaji? We have discussed many times, last time also. And Tene Brahma Hridaye Adi Kavaye, just like transferring the knowledge to him. Complete Vedas is being transmitted in just a flash of second. So that's how Krishna can do many things like that. One has to carry out the orders of the Krishna or his representative, the spiritual master. One has to only to carry out the orders of Krishna or his representative, the spiritual master. So this is our actual or the most important dharma. The most important. So we have two types of dharma. We already discussed before also. One is Paro dharma. Paro dharma means our supreme dharma. And one is our Swadharma, according to our ashrama, varna, kshatriya, brahmana, shudra, or whatever. According to that, we have to do some duties to maintain our body, right? And gradually progress in bhakti also. However, there is a higher dharma for all of us, which is yado bhaktir adokshaje, means that is Krishna consciousness or bhakti, devotion service to Krishna. That is our paro dharma, because jivas are servants of Krishna, right? So our actual or the primary responsibility or duty is to serve him. To serve Krishna or serve his representative. That is also serving, serving the representative of Krishna like spiritual master, our guru, is also like serving Krishna. There is no difference, in fact. The Krishna or his representative, because their goal is, their mission is same, their heart is same, their why, see, what is the role of a pure devotee here? Why Guru? What is the role of Guru? Guru has only one mission. Guru has only one desire. What is that? To satisfy, to please Krishna. Correct? And to please Krishna, or for Krishna's mission, fulfill that mission, Krishna is sending some devotees, empowered devotees like Guru. So they are doing on behalf of Krishna. Correct? So in that sense, when we serve Krishna, or when we serve Krishna directly, or when we serve Guru directly, both are actually in the same way. In fact, Krishna says, more than serving me, we have to serve Guru. That's his words. He says, my devotees are not, my devotees who are serving me directly are not my devotees, he says. However, devotees who are serving my devotees, they are actually my devotees. This is the word of Krishna to Arjuna, which is mentioned in Adi Purana. So Krishna, and there are so many references in Bhagavatam also, different places. Krishna says, serving the pure devotee, serving Guru, Acharya, like that he says. Because he is saying, I am manifesting through them. So don't think that Acharya or Guru and me as different. Of course, in one way, of course, one is Bhagavan, one is devotee only. So we are not telling about the Tattva. Tattva is different. One is Bhagavan, one is pure devotee. However, what Krishna is telling is that we should not think that Guru is lesser important than Krishna. That is what he is saying. So we have to see Krishna in the same level as a disciple. So a disciple will see Guru in the same level of Krishna. Not in the Tattva, however, in the way we respect, the way we serve, in that mode. So many places Krishna says. So many places scriptures are saying. So role of Guru is very, very important in our life. There are, okay, I think we will try, if possible, this week, possibly, if we get some chance, we will speak about Guru Tattva. Some devotees had some queries also. In fact, I wanted to speak also one time. Some of you are, in future maybe planning for initiation or maybe Krishna willing things happens. May happen. So we should know what is Guru Tattva. So Guru Tattva is a very important Tattva which we should know. Even for me also, after initiation, it is not that that has been internalized, the Tattva. It has to be repeated again and again. It should go inside our heart. So it's always good for, it's sometimes we have to discuss that. Guru Tattva, also Krishna's supremacy also. We may be knowing that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, but time and again we need to remember that. Sometimes we may forget. Why? Because our mentality, our dealings also sometimes will change. So we should time and again remember that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, not we. We are not the boss. He is the boss. Similarly, Guru Tattva also we need reminders. Then only it will really go inside the heart. So if we get time this week, we will see. Any one day we can discuss about Guru Tattva. Now, next verse, 54. After speaking all these, now Arjuna is asking a question. Now we are in the last section of this chapter. From 54 to the end of the chapter is one theme. Basically, now Arjuna is asking about Krishna spoke profusely in the previous verses about fixing the mind in Krishna consciousness, right? That he already said. And he said, one who is fixing the mind in Krishna consciousness is in Samadhi. All this he said. Now Arjuna is asking, he has many questions actually. What are the symptoms of those who are in Krishna consciousness? Or so he is using the word Sthita Prajna. Let's do this. Arjuna Vacha. Yes, who is going to recite?
Arjuna Vacha.
Yeah. Sthita Prajnasya Kha Bhasha.
Sthita Prajnasya Kha Bhasha.
Samadhi Thasya Keshava.
Samadhi Tasya Kesava.
Sthita Dhikim Prabhasheta.
Siddhagdi Kim Prabhatesha.
Prabhasheta.
Prabhasheta.
Kim Asita Vrajeta Kim.
Kim Asrita Vraje Kim. Vrajeta Kim.
Thank you. Yeah.
Arjuna said, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak and what is the language? How does he sit and how does he walk?
Thank you, Prabhu. This is a very beautiful verse. If we don't know, if the Acharyas are not explaining, if Prabhupada is not explaining, then we will not know what exactly is the meaning of this verse. So let's see, let's analyze this verse. Sthita Prajnasya Ka Bhasha. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, after hearing all those explanations of Krishna in the previous verses, he is asking now. Sthita Prajnasya. Sthita Prajna means one who is completely situated in Krishna consciousness, or one who is fixed in Krishna consciousness. Or in other words, we can say Sthita Prajna is a pure devotee, or a self-realized soul, we can say. So that is the Siddha Prajna, one who is situated and fixed in Krishna consciousness, or one who is a pure devotee, or in other words, we can say one who is a self-realized person or soul. So Arjuna is asking, Siddha Prajnasya Ka Bhasha. Bhasha means language. Correct? We know that. So, he is asking Siddha Prajna, what language Siddha Prajna will, what is his language basically? So, what does it mean actually? What does it mean? It is not that the devotee, whether that pure devotee or one who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, is speaking Sanskrit or English or Hindi or Tamil or Malayalam. No, that's not the question actually. Ka Bhasha means language is not that actually. The meaning is that our Acharya has mentioned the language or Bhasha here means that what are the symptoms? What are the symptoms, general symptoms of Siddha Prajna? That is the actual meaning of Ka Bhasha. Okay? So, if you are writing the notes, please note it down. Ka Bhasha here, literal meaning is that Ka means what? Bhasha is language. However, the actual meaning is that what are the general symptoms of a Siddha Prajna? Okay, right? Now, next. Samadhi tasya Keshava. One second. So now he's okay. He's saying that. So there are four questions. If you see, Samadhi tasya means one who is situated in trance. Keshava is Krishna. Sthidadi kim prabhasheta, kim asita vrajeta kim. There are four questions Arjuna is asking. One is Ka Bhasha, means what does he speak or what language he speak, right? That's the literal meaning. However, we said the actual meaning is what are the general symptoms, what are the symptoms of his Siddha Prajna. That's first question. Second question Arjuna is asking here, kim prabhasheta. Prabhasheta means, kim means how, prabhasheta means what does he speak or how does he speak basically. Kim means how, prabhasheta means speaks. How does he speak? Who? The Siddha Prajna or a pure devotee. What is the actual meaning of that? How does he speak? Then if literal meaning, we may think what kind of question is this? How does he speak? Yeah, he speaks like this, he speaks like that, we can say. But that is not the question. The question is that, please be attentive. The actual meaning as per Acharya is that Kim Prabhasheta means, or how does he speak, means on receiving praise or blame or affection or hate, means these are dualities, correct? Praise and blame, these are two opposites. Affection and hate is opposites, right? So on receiving the praise or blame or affection or hate, what will he say externally or internally, basically? He's saying how does he respond, how he will respond to praise or blame or affection or hate. That's the actual question. That is the meaning of Kim Prabhasheta. How does he speak? Now, third question is Kim Asita. Kim means how. Asita means sit. Asita means sit. Seat or sit. Sit down. No, we say sitting. Kim Asita means, literal meaning is that how does he sit? What is the meaning actually? But actual meaning is that how does he restrain his senses from the sense objects? So we know what are the senses, correct? We know what are sense objects also. Corresponding to the senses are sense objects. For example, eye is one of the sense and form is the sense object. Ear is one of the sense, sound is one of the sense object. So like that. So how does he restrain? Who? He means who? This is the prajna or a devotee, correct? How does he restrain his senses from the sense objects. That is the meaning of this question. Kim asita? How does he sit? Okay. Now, last question. Kim vrajeta? Kim vrajeta? Vrajeta means walking, walking. Kim vrajeta means how does he walk? What kind of a question we will be thinking, right? So, how does Siddha Prajna walks? He is walking with his two legs, not that. How does he walk means how does he respond to the sense objects? So the third question and fourth question we may think it is little similar, but there is some subtle difference. Third question is Kim asita, fourth is Kim vrajeta. Third is Kim asita means how does he sit, or the actual meaning how does he restrain his senses from the sense objects. Kim vrajeta means how does he walk, that means how does he respond to the sense objects. Third is restraining his senses. Fourth is how he responds to the sense objects. So that's the small, there is small difference. And second question number 2 is Kim prabhasheta, wherein how the devotee will respond to affection or hate or praise or blame. That's the meaning. And ka bhasha is what are the symptoms of that, of a devotee. So this is the question. Everybody understood? Could follow? Yeah. If there is no explanation by our acharyas, how we will understand this? We will literally think that how does he walk, how does he speak, correct? We will not understand the meaning. So now let's go through the purport. Krishna will answer the answer to these 4 questions starts soon, and that will end the chapter also. Almost 20 verses he is going to speak about all this. Now, let's, okay, I think let's do the translation already Prabhu read. Let's do the purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As there are symptoms for each and every man in terms of his particular situation, similarly, one who is Krishna conscious has his particular nature. Talking, walking, thinking, feeling, etc. Correct? I hope this is clear. So, every person has a different way of talking, different way of walking, different way of thinking, feeling, correct? Similarly, one who is Krishna conscious also, they have some particular nature. They have some nature, speciality will be there for them. Prabhupada gives some example. As a rich man has his symptoms by which he is known as a rich man, correct? So how we can know that what are the symptoms of a rich man? He is having a lot of money, he is living opulently, he has so much, he has a big house, he has a big car or whatever. From that we will understand he is a rich man. Those are the symptoms. Similarly, for a diseased man, his symptoms of the disease by which he is known as a diseased, correct? And another example, or as a learned man has his symptoms. Similarly, a man in transcendental consciousness of Krishna has specific symptoms in various dealings. How beautifully Prabhupada is explaining the purport. How beautifully. With different examples. This is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada's purport. He has, I don't know what to say. This Prabhupada himself, he used to tell, these are not my words. Krishna has dictated to me, I just penned it, that's all. I just penned it, but Krishna only dictated. He has given so many examples in the purport. Not only here, many places. There are so many analogies. When you study Bhakti Shastri, you will know. Analogy is one of the important part in the exam actually. Because in most of the purport, we will see some analogy. Analogy means what? Some upama, some examples to compare, to make us understand. So, yesterday we were discussing about Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. We spoke about the example of sun, sun rays, sun planet, sun god and all, correct? That is analogy. To understand the tattva, some examples are given. That is called as analogy, upamas. So this is Srila Prabhupada's speciality. Through these analogies, we are able to tap it. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Now, here, one can know his specific symptoms from Bhagavad Gita. Whose symptoms? Krishna conscious devotees. Devotees' symptoms. Most important is how the man in Krishna consciousness speaks. Speaking. For speech is most important quality of any man. Correct? It is said that a fool is undiscovered as soon as he does not speak. That is true, correct? How do we know that one who is if somebody is a fool, and if they start speaking, we may understand, right? The speech will reveal the thing, reveal it, right? So Prabhupada mentions here, certainly a well-dressed fool cannot be identified unless he speaks. He may be well-dressed, but unless he speaks, we will not understand. But as soon as he speaks, he reveals himself at once. Then he says, the immediate symptom of a Krishna conscious man is that he speaks only of Krishna and of matters relating to him. So he will be only speaking about Krishna. The topics of Krishna, their interest only will be in the topics of Krishna, not anything else. Other symptoms then automatically follow as stated below. Then it will, we will see in the coming verses. So this is very important, which I have highlighted. The immediate symptom of a Krishna conscious person is that he speaks only of Krishna and of matters relating to Krishna. See, if you see the purport, whenever you read purport, so can you see this? His H is not capital. But when Prabhupada, whenever he speaks about Krishna, whenever Krishna is addressing as him, the capital, it will be H capital. You can note that in the purport. Not only here, many places. Not only even, so he will highlight it. So like that. So here, immediate symptom of a Krishna conscious man is that he only speaks of only of Krishna and matters relating to Krishna. So this is the symptom, dear devotees. This is the symptom. So how we can know? Somebody is asking, how we know that he is a pure devotee or he is a serious devotee? How we will know? We will know by his first symptom. We can catch what they speak, how they speak. Are they speaking something else? Are they speaking the topics of Krishna? Are they interested in speaking only that? Then that means they is a serious person in bhakti. Or are they speaking politics also? Are they speaking Krishna, what is that? IPL, cricket also, or everything in this world, and sometimes speaking about Krishna. That means he is not very strong in the process. So that's the symptom. What does he speak? So Krishna conscious devotee, a pure devotee, will be only interested in speaking about Krishna or subjects related to Krishna, nothing else. But in our general conversation, we all will be speaking something about office, or we'll be speaking something about the general things, family. That's all fine, because we are in the Grihastha ashrama. We have some, some of the responsibilities like that. So we speak sometimes. However, we are not like speaking like the people who are outside. If you see, they are interested in speaking about all the subjects of this world except about the Supreme Lord, except about Krishna, right? That is not good. That is not good. So even if we are speaking also some other subjects which is again connected to our life, we can speak whatever is required, then come back to the main topic. Come back to the main topic, not going from one to next to then going, completely taking the time and consciousness. No, we can talk whatever is required, then bring it back to Krishna somehow. That's how we have to do it. Otherwise, we'll be, losing our consciousness. Okay, now, anything? Okay, time up, or we have one more sloka. Krishna starts speaking from the next verse. He's going to speak about the symptoms. Okay, I think we can do one more verse, right? Now it's 9:40 only. I think we can do one more. Let's see what Krishna is answering. So Arjuna asked 4 questions. Now Krishna is going to answer that from 55 onwards. Okay. He is going to answer the question number 1. What was the question number 1? Who remembers?
Symptoms, Prabhu.
What
Symptoms
are
of a pure devotee.
Symptoms of a Siddha Prajna. Right. So he will be addressing that first. Let's recite. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Prajahati Yada Kaman
Prajahati Yada Kamam
Sarvan Partha Manogatan
Sarvan Partha Manogatan
Atmanyevatmana Tushtaha
Atmane Vatma At At Atmame
Atmanyevatmana Tushtaha
Atmame Vatma Matushtaha
Sthita Prajnasta Dochyade.
Sita Prajnastadostate. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind thus purified finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in a pure transcendental consciousness.
Yeah. So here Krishna is saying that Prajahati Yadi Kaman. So one who gives up all kinds of material desire. These are the symptoms of a pure devotee or a Siddha Prajna. He will be giving up all material desires, and Sarvan Partha Manogatan, which are arising from the mind. Atmani Evatmana Tushtaha. This is a symptom. He is satisfied in the self. Atmani Evatmana Tushtaha. Tushtaha means satisfied. Atmani Evatmana means one is satisfied in the self. What is the meaning of that? Satisfied in the self means satisfied as a servant of Krishna. Satisfied in the self means satisfied as the servant of Krishna. That's the meaning. Atmani evatmana tushtaha sthita prajna tadochyate. So this is the symptom. Self-satisfied. That is the symptom. Is always satisfied, because satisfied as a servant of Krishna. So whatever is happening for them, there is no they are kind of satisfied in themselves actually, because they are always connected to Krishna. Atmani evatmana tushtaha sthita prajna tadochyate. This is said to be Siddha. He is said to be Siddha Prajna, or one who is in pure consciousness. That is what Krishna is saying here. So the symptom is, what is the symptom? Atmani evatmana tushta. Sorry?
Self-satisfied.
Yeah, satisfaction. Self-satisfaction means what? Understanding that, satisfied in understanding that I am the servant of Krishna. That's it. Then for them, what no other satisfaction? nothing will, they are completely aloof from all other things. They are always happy. Whatever is happening around will not bother them because they are always connected to Krishna. Let's go through the purport. Who can read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The Bhagavatam affirms that any person who is fully in Krishna consciousness or devotional service of the Lord has all the good qualities of a great sage, whereas a person who is not so transcendental situated had no good qualifications, because he is sure to be taking refuge in his own mental concoctions.
Yes.
Consequently,
Wait. So here, thank you, Sayan. So this is a verse from Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam affirms that any person who is in fully Krishna consciousness or devotional service has all good qualities of great sages or demigods. The verse says like that. Whereas a person who is not situated, transcendently situated, has no good qualification because he is sure to taking refuge in his own mental concoction. So what is the meaning of it? So one who is a devotee, one who is a pure devotee, he has all the qualities, including the qualities of Krishna also, qualities of demigods that devotee will get. However, one who is not having that quality, however he may be great, he may be taking care of their family nicely, he may be doing the job nicely in the office, or he may be the best performer in the office, or maybe he is the chief executive officer of a big company. If that person is not a devotee, then whatever qualities they may having is waste. That is the final thing. That is Bhagavatam's word. Bhagavatam is telling that. Bhagavatam says. I will share this. I will share the verse also. Why we have to Yasyasi Bhaktir Bhagavatya Akinchana. I will just take it. That's the verse. That's how Prabhupada writes through the purport. He is writing in the purport, the translation or the meaning of that verse, and we have to tap it. When we start reading more and more, we will understand. This is the verse. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate sura harau abhaktasya kuto mahatguna manoratena sati dhavado bahi. Please read. Anybody?
All the demigods and their exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge, and renunciation become manifest in the body of the one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva.
Yeah, this is what Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Akanchana. Akanchana means without any motive, one-pointed bhakti. Sarver gunes tatra samasate sura. And that person, one who is completely having that ananya bhakti towards Krishna, he will have sarver gune. He will attain all the gunas, all the qualities samasate sura. Of sura means demigods or even sages, great sages, or even Krishna. Even the qualities of Bhagavan also. Yes, now next, please read.
On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculations and must engage in the service of Lord's external energy. How can that be any good qualities in such man? Hare
Wow.
Krishna.
Thank you. What a profound sloka, verse from Bhagavatam. This is from, see, 5th canto, 18th chapter, 12th verse. So, first section we already discussed. Now, Harau abhaktasya kuto mahatguna. Harau means Hari is supreme, personality of Godhead. Abhaktasya means one who is not devoted to Hari. Kuto mahatguna. What good qualities that person will have? Bhagavatam is asking, Bhagavatam is saying, Manoradena sati dhavado bahi. He will be always revolving around his mental speculations, revolving around his mind. Means what will be in the mind? In the mind will be so many attachments, so many material desires, that's all. So, what qualities he will have? Then our acharyas explains this. Prabhupada, that's why here, adds few more realizations here, few more points here, as per the Acharya's commentary also. So, one, on the other hand, a person devoid or a person is not performing bhakti and engaged in material activities only, then has no good qualities. We understood that. Then even he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga. Mystic yoga means this, so many kind of yoga practices, which we may get some siddhis. If we do some yoga practice, by the way, it's not easy to get. Siddhis means there are something called Ashtasiddhi. Ashtasiddhi, have you heard about Ashtasiddhi? Ashtasiddhi is something like we can become the lighter than the lightest, like a feather. We can fly. We can become the smallest of the smallest. We can become the heaviest of the heavy. We can become heavy. Then another siddhi is that sitting here, I can extend my hands and take mango fruit from for example, from one forest in Africa. Just I'm giving an example. I can do that. These are siddhis, and we can. And another siddhi is that we will become lighter, and we can walk on the water. These are some siddhis. These are called Ashtasiddhis basically. Anima, Legima, Mahima, Prapti, these are the technical terms. Anyway, we don't have to go into that. These siddhis, like, have you heard somebody is doing like this, getting some apple from the air, right? We would have heard some people are doing some. This is not magic actually. This is kind of siddhi. However, this is completely material. There is no spirituality in it. No spirituality at all. If a person is walking on the water, what is there? What spirituality? It's not that he has some mystic power. That mystic power he has received it because of some karmas from the past life. That is the reason he is walking maybe on the water. But what is there? No spirituality there. There is nothing. So some people get attracted to all this, thinking that they are see what they are doing. Then they start following them, and they themselves will start claiming that I am God, I am the incarnation, I am the avatar. People will say like that. They will say there will be followers. This is, we know, in India and all over the world this is happening, correct? So many people are attracted. So the word Bhagavatam says, if you are having all the 8 siddhis, not one siddhi, Ashtasiddhi, even if you have all the siddhis, or if you are the best grihastha, or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he is the best family man. We say, no, what a family man, he is taking care of the family very nicely. So the best family man. But if he is not a devotee, whatever he is doing is driven by his own mental speculation or everything. That is what Manoratena sati. and he will be engaging in the service of Lord's external energy. Lord's external energy is what? Is Maya. Krishna has internal energy and external energy. External energy is Maya. So, in the service of Maya, not the service of Krishna, then for such people, what good qualities will have? This is the statement of Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada quotes this verse in this context actually. Now let's go back. Sorry. Now let's go back. Right. So that's the meaning of the first sentence. Consequently, it is rightly said herein that one has to give up all kinds of. So one more point I wanted to say here. So dear devotees, just think about this point. We may be thinking that okay, if we become the chief executive officer of the biggest company in the world, of Google or Microsoft or Itaka Transmission or any company, or chief executive, we may think that oh, something is there. If we are devotees, then it's good, okay. If we are practicing bhakti nicely, and when we are getting in a high position, we will be using that fame or recognition, the money in the service of Krishna. If not, what is the achievement? Bhagavatam clearly says there is no achievement. There are no good qualities, no achievement. Because that's all temporary. That's all temporary. And having money, having prestige, having fame, name, what is the relationship with Krishna? However, if we are zero, just imagine, if we don't have any money, we are poverty stricken. But if we are devotees, then that is something great. But unfortunately, we think in the other way, right? We think that, okay, no, not only we, I'm saying the world thinks like that. We are now trying to change our conceptions. Consequently, it is rightly said herein that one has to give up all kinds of sense desire manufactured by mental concoction. We already mentioned that in the previous discussion. Artificially, so giving up all sense desire, so giving up all material desires basically. Artificially, such sense desires cannot be stopped. But, see, desires cannot be stopped. But one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, then automatically sense desires subside without extraneous efforts. This is the thing. We may have thousands of material desires, no problem. Let's start practicing Krishna consciousness. Automatically, all the material desires will slowly, gradually subside. This will be, this we can experience. I have experienced, for sure. I can say that. Some of you will be experiencing also. Desires, material desires will shrink. You may be having like this, and it will come to, it will shrink. Finally, we will not be having any material desire. So that is the state which we all have to reach actually, basically. Therefore, one has to engage himself in Krishna consciousness without hesitation for his devotional service. For this, devotional service will instantly help one unto the platform of transcendental consciousness. So, by engaging all our activities in Krishna consciousness, by doing devotional service, we will be able to come to that state. That's what Prabhupada says. The highly developed soul always remains satisfied in himself by realizing himself as the eternal servitor of the Lord. This is the ultimate satisfaction. If we really understand this, and if it has been internalized, then we will be always happy, because we know that Krishna is with me. I am his servant, he is my master, that's all I want. I am happy with that. Anything, whatever is happening around me, I don't care. That should be the consciousness, we all aim, or we should come to that state someday, not now. Such a transcendentally situated person has no sense desires resulting from petty materialism. Rather, he remains always happy in his natural position of eternally serving the Lord. See, that's the. He remains always happy in his natural position of eternally serving the Lord. The devotee will be very happy. Siddha Prajna will be always happy, understanding that Krishna is the eternally, he is the Supreme Lord. I am his servant. I am happy with this. I don't care about anything else. No other desires, no other material desires tormenting me or affecting me. That's the level of a devotee. नाते ना पुरुषोत्तमे त्रिजगताम् एकातिपे चेतसा सेव्ये स्वस्य पदस्य दातरि परे नारायणे तिष्ठति यं किंचित् पुरुषाधमं कतिपया ग्रामेशमल्पार्थतं सेवाये मृगयामहे नरमहो मूढावराका वयम्. So this is a beautiful verse. I think I have chanted many times. It's in this context I just remembered. Nate na purushottame trijagatam ekatipe chetasa. So Kuleshekara Alvar is saying that and this I will just give one glimpse of this verse. He's saying that people in this world are serving Purushadhamas, not Purushottama. Purushottama is Krishna. Purushottama means the greatest person. Purushadhama means the lowest, Adhama or the lowest person. So he says that people in this world, they are busy in serving Purushadhamas or the boss, many boss of this world. Like if you are working in a company, we'll be having a boss, naturally. And we'll be serving, we'll be giving our life, we'll be giving our energy, time, everything, and we'll be standing in front of them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whatever you say is correct. Now it is morning, I will say, you are saying if it is morning, I will say it is morning. Because we are depending on them because if we don't say yes, sir, then we may not get this at the end of the month. So he's saying that we are busy in serving the different Purushadhamas of this world and we are forgetting the actual boss, the supreme boss. Who is that? Krishna. And that supreme boss is very merciful. We don't have to, like now people here are serving the other boss of this world, giving our energy, time, everything. However, Krishna is the supreme boss. Krishna is so merciful that even if we think him in his mind, just thinking, nothing, we are not doing anything physically. Just by thinking him, he is ready to give his Vaikuntha. Just by thinking him. Not even doing anything. So Kuleshekara Alvar is asking, what fools are we? The supreme boss who is ready to give Vaikuntha, which is his kingdom, to the devotee who is just thinking about him. The devotee is not doing physically anything. He is not giving dollars or dirhams to the Lord or giving many big bhogas or nothing. But he is thinking about him. Just by thinking, the supreme boss is ready to give everything, including his kingdom. And however, what is happening? But he is saying that alas, people in this world is not understanding this supreme boss. They are busy in serving other bosses of this world and they are giving their life, and what they are getting finally, they may get some remuneration, something. However, more than that, you will be getting kicks, blows, beats and so many other things. A donkey, donkey's nature. Donkey is why donkey is donkey? Because donkey behaves like that. Donkey is ready to carry the loads. He can carry any load from one place to another place. If somebody is walking in front of him, see, you know how donkeys work? People will make donkeys work. They will keep one carrot in front of donkey, somewhere close, not very closer, little far away, and donkey will think that I will get this carrot now, and he will start walking towards the carrot, and there is big load on load on his back, and he will carry the load and thinking that I will get the carrot now, I will get the carrot now, and he can walk kilometers and kilometers and kilometers with this load, and after reaching there he might get the carrot. He might get the carrot, may get, may not get. If he's getting, he's satisfied with that. so we are like that actually. We are like donkeys, thinking about some small carrot, and we are giving our life. But a person who is one person is sitting there, Supreme Lord is ready to give the Vaikuntha planets to us, Goloka Vrindavan to us, and we are not remembering him. We are not, he's calling, come, come. We are saying no, no, unfortunately. So that's the point. Okay, I'm stopping here. So devotees are always happy in serving Krishna because they are self-satisfied in their position. They are always happy that I am the servant of Krishna, like that. Okay, Prabhu and Matajis, I am stopping here. Thank you so much.